Okay. We'll take those two just for the heck of it. Since we're not going to be doing any combat, it doesn't
Equalizing
really matter.
interior pressure with exterior atmosphere. Logged. The commanding officer is ashore. Exo Presley has the deck.
Right. So, it's time to head down.
Celebrations are being planned for the anniversary of the end of the Rachni Wars. Many Council worlds, particularly Asari and Solarian colonies, will hold victory parades to commemorate the defeat of the invading Rachni. In a rare admission of debt, several Asari colonies have invited Krogans to be honored for the victories the uplifted Krogans made possible.
Yeah. Another hint that it's not all of the council races that are douchebags. Pretty much just the council themselves. Which reinforces a theory a friend of mine told me once, that the council were basically so evil and so insane that prisons wouldn't have them and asylums wouldn't take them, so they got given positions in politics instead to get them out of regular life. So, to the ward's access, so we can talk to Zabaleta. Alrighty then. And one thing we've not really seen a lot of that's kind of neat in here is the fact that your party members sometimes they talk to each other in the elevator. So you kind of get a sense of how they're feeling about each other. Which is one reason I don't agree with the whole Ashley is a racist thing, because...
Am I imagining things, LT? Or are your abilities getting stronger?
Well, I'll tell you in a minute.
I've always held back a little when I use my powers on living targets. Fear of hurting someone, I guess. But after what I saw on Eden Prime, I'm not holding back anymore. Not against a Geth, not against anyone.
Yeah, so, as I was saying, that's one reason I don't agree with the whole Ashley's a racist thing, because if you listen to her talking to, say, Tally in the elevator, you can tell that she doesn't mind her. It's the only person I ever seem to see her behaving like that towards is pretty much just Liara, and sometimes a little bit towards Garrus, which, if you look at it in a certain light, it kind of makes sense, because Liara is the daughter of Matriarch Benezia, who's one of our enemies. Therefore, in Ashley's opinion, she can't be trusted, and Garrus is a Turian, so for personal reasons, she doesn't trust them. Which we'll get into what those reasons are later on when she actually tells us. In any case, hello again, Zabaleta.
Hey, back again, huh? I don't suppose you got any credits to spare.
So you did know my mother, after all. I kind of doubted you for a little while.
I spoke to my mother. She told me about what happened on Mindoir.
Did she? I wonder. People tied like prize hogs, locked in cages, clawing and screaming as they're loaded into cargo pods. And we couldn't reach them. The Batarian defenses had us pinned. Dozens died trying to advance. All we could do was watch as they hauled people away. I've been looking for 13 years for something to make that sight go away. What have you got, huh?
You need help, and you damn well know it.
I'm not gonna give you money to drink yourself to death. You need to stop this.
If you don't have a better option, just give me 20 credits. A good bottle of whiskey. Enough to stop the dreams.
Yeah, now he's really sounding like a drunk, but you need to go to the Veterans Affairs office. Miss Zabaleta?
My mother said to go to the Veterans Affairs office. You're not the only one who's seen that brand of hell. They can help.
The VAO? God. All right.
Yeah,
If she wants me to go talk to someone,
convinced
fine,
remarkably
I'll do it.
easily,
For her.
which is nice.
She always stuck up for me. She always was naive. All the VAO does is pump you full of chemicals. If she wants to talk, tell her she can reach me through the Citadel VAO.
Okay, then. That's one done. So we got some more equipment, and we can level up now. And put one more into Charm, which will help. And the other goes into Tactical Armor. Advanced Sabotage, Lift. You can do Carnage now. Alright then. I'll read the codex entries once we're back on the ship. But in regards to Zabaleta, there's something I only just noticed, and I might actually be wrong about this, but it seems like that. He sounded familiar to me for a while, and I couldn't work out why, but now I know. His voice actor is the same person that plays General Coda from Star Wars The Force Unleashed 1.
In a further development in the Eden Prime investigation,
And
the
I
Council
can't
has
believe I
reportedly
never
revoked the
figured
Spectre
that out.
status of
They
one of its
sound almost
operatives.
exactly
While
the
the unnamed
same.
operative has not yet been apprehended, a council spokesman confirmed
Which is
that
kind of
corrective
neat.
actions had been taken.
And this is also not that well known, except by people who've played both those games, but both of these characters, Zabaleta and General Coda, are drunks at one point or another in their lives. I've not played that Star Wars game in a while, though, so I wouldn't be able to tell you if their character models look similar or not. But they do have the same voice and that one attribute in common, i.e. them being drunks at least one point. Well, that's been taken care of, so we're going to head back to the Normandy and leave the Citadel now. Because we've done everything here that we're going to for the time being. Alrighty. Loading screen. Wonderful.
Hearing about the Protheans makes me wonder if some distant civilization is gonna find our artifacts
I
someday.
always thought this conversation was
Study
pretty
us.
cool.
No, sir. When some distant civilization finds our artifacts, we'll be right there to explain what they are.
I hope so, Williams. But I'll bet the Protheans thought the same thing.
Yeah, I always thought that was a really cool conversation between those two. The whole what's going to happen in the future thing, and that little bit about the Protheans. It's even more interesting later on when you get to some of the more obscure details that come up in the late game, which I won't talk about because that would mean spoilers. In any case, it's time to get back on the Normandy and head out again.
Stand by, shore party. Decontamination in progress.
Okay.
Decontamination in progress.
Can you hurry up, please? We don't need to
Decontamination
gather our
in
party and
progress.
venture forth any longer. And you take quite a while, decontamination machine.
Logged. The commanding officer is aboard. XO Presley stands relieved.
Alrighty. So... it's time to read a codex entry. Here too, depending on how many there actually are. None there. Something about the government. Serpent Nebula. Citadel Station, Serpent Nebula. The Citadel is surrounded by a blue-tinted reflection nebula. The light of the nebula is actually light from the Citadel scattered and reflected back at the station. At first, the Serpent Nebula was assumed to be made of microscopic construction debris. Prevailing theory holds that the Protheans used molecular nanotechnology to manufacture the incredibly durable materials used in the Citadel. But unlike other nebulae, I think that's how you say that, the Serpent does not dissipate over time. Therefore, it must be replenished constantly. The current polar theory is that the non-recyclable waste collected by the Citadel's keepers is somehow rendered down to the atomic or molecular level and ejected into the cloud. The thick nebula presents a navigation hazard. Beyond the relatively clear areas around the Citadel, electrical discharges are common. These are not blocked by kinetic barriers and can severely damage metal-framed starships. In addition, some dense knots of dust can overwhelm the repulsion of kinetic barriers on smaller ships. If such a vessel is moving fast enough at the time, the effects are similar to being hit by a sandblaster. Attempting to reach the Citadel through open space navigation is unadvisable. Shouldn't that be inadvisable? The only safe approach is through the various mass relays that orbit it. That's rather interesting. So the Citadel has some kind of natural defense system, it looks like. So, we're probably going to end this session here, and when we pick up, we're going to be doing the hostile takeover quest and a few of those other side quests we just picked up. So, this has been DarkPhoenix Ninja 2. I screwed up pronouncing my own outro and my username. Wonderful. I'm doing so well. Anyways, to try and do this properly, this has been DarkPhoenix Ninja 92, and thank you for watching my Let's Play Mass Effect, and I'll see you next time.